Hello YouTube. So this is a first video for the fishing channel, Just Jake Fishing. Never ever done a fishing video for YouTube before, so this will be a first. So river season's coming up, and it was an idea that we got some videos on the bank this season, showing you guys what I'm up to, what the plans are, what the goals are. And this is kind of a little bit of a rundown video just before the season starts, so we can get an idea of some goals and some expectations that I'm trying to achieve. And then hopefully at the end of the season I can look back at this video and see whether we actually achieved any of it. So first things first is river season opens on the 16th. As I'm recording this, it's the 15th, so literally the day before. I've got a couple of things lined up. So this Saturday and Sunday we're going to Manor Farm, a River Avon, down in Evesham, Warwickshire, which is the place where I seem to have my best barbel fishing, to be honest. So far the personal best sits at £10.8. We've had a £10.3 from there, and we've had a £7. Probably they're like my best ones in the recent years on Manor Farm. Couple out of the 7, couple out of the River Trent as well, but that's kind of like the place where I've done the best, I guess. Also holds my record for my personal best chub, which currently sits at £5.5, I think. So yeah, this season it's going to be definitely to beat that. I mean, if I could get a barbel of at least £12 this season, that would be good. A £12.5 barbel would probably be more my expectation, but we'll play it as it comes. There's quite a few rivers that I've got on the agenda this year, because I've only done the Trent, the Severn and the River Avon so far. So this season I'm going to do as many videos as I can for the channel and try and really grow this if I can. A couple of the rivers that I want to try include the River Derwent, if that's how you pronounce it, River Wye, River Stour, possibly the Thames. That's another place I'd like to do. River Tame, River Anchor, and then there's a couple of others dotted about where I know, especially from my research, like the past couple of months whilst river season's not been open, I've been doing many a research to try and find out the best rivers in the country for barbel fishing, some of the areas, some of the spots, and this is where it all begins. So ready for the new season. I have bought a new rod, which I think it's nice of us all to treat ourselves sometimes. Sometimes you've got to treat yourself to a new rod. So the first thing would be this. Now this here is the barbel rod from Coram. It is something I've wanted for a very long time. It's yet to be I'm really excited to use this. This is actually the 12-foot model with £2 test curve, and I went for the £2 test curve over the 1 3/4 purely for the bigger weights. If I am going to be fishing some of the heavier flowing rivers, then we're going to need something a little bit more powerful to cast those heavier weights, and also to be able to play the fish in much faster flowing water. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to trying this out. Angling Direct had a little bit of a sale on this rod, and yeah, so this is the little treat. So that's kind of one of the things I've got. This is the Coram butt screw, kind of does what it says really. Screws into the ground, and we will put the base of the rod in the bottom there, and that'll screw in nice and firmly into the soil, so that I haven't got to worry about the rod going anywhere. It'll just sit nice and firm. So that's the Coram leverage butt screw. Now, also with the thing like coming up for the new season, I've been using a lot of, like recently, and all of the barbel that I've caught have been on Coram's own river hair rigs. They're pre-made. I wish I had one with me right now to show you, but they're about, I think about 15 inches, size 8 hook. But what I've done this time is to give it a try. I wanted to kind of put my own spin on things and kind of create my own hair rigs, because I think with the river sometimes it's not always a good idea to use pre-made lengths, only because depending on the flow of the water, or potentially there might be snags, it's a good idea to try different hair lengths for different flows of water, especially when finding the depth as well. Obviously with barbel you do want to be using a longer hair rig. It's slightly different to carp fishing. Usually my go-to kit would be the camo kit, which is a bolt rig from Corum. With the bolt rig, I'm going to be using some hooks that I've made myself. Now I have made one to show you, which I'll show you in a second, but first of all I'm going to show you what I've bought. So the grappler size 8 hook, it is barbed. Now the reason for that is Barbel River, they're so powerful they can easily just come off the hook. So you want something just to keep the fish on just that little bit better really, because else otherwise with the power that they are, you know, I've lost a few barbel in the past, especially on barbless hooks, and it's not a nice feeling. We've all had that moment where we've lost the fish. It's not great. So the grappler size 8, it's got a nice curved shank going around it, so that should hook really nicely into the barbel's mouth. Now the other thing I've gone for is the smokescreen mono hook link. Now the colour of this, in fact I won't get it out, I'll just show you the hook link I've made in a moment, but it's £12. It's all you need really. I mean, I'm fishing with £12 barbel, Corum barbel line as well, which is on the reel. Again, I'll show you that in the next video, as that'll be there to set up for this weekend. But with this, yeah, I've seen some really good reviews on that, so again, this is part of the thing I've tried. So basically with this, it's like fast sinking braid and monofilament materials, and there's also different sizes. You know, I think they go from £6 to £12. So yeah, we're gonna give this a try. I'm hoping that this is gonna work and hopefully catch me a little bit more fish. And they're, you know, they camouflage better in the water, they're more durable, flexible, so hopefully again with that should really help. Now I said I was going to show you one. This is one I've kind of pre-made. I mean, this is what, about 10 inches I'd say. You probably can't really see it, but I'll give you more of a close-up. That's what that is. It's the smokescreen line, so you can't really see it, hence the name camouflage. It's kind of just enough, but we've got a little hair on there at the moment, which is going to be used for some pellets. I'll do again another tutorial video of how I made these a later point, but these, if you do know how to tie hair rigs, it's literally a case of you go through the hoop of the hook down to the bottom, tie your little hair, and then you want to wrap around. I mean, I do it about 7 or 8 times, and then you feed back through the front of the eye and moisten your knots when you're pulling, keeps that nice and strong, and then just tie a little hoop in the end, and that's going to sit on the camo rig, on the bolt rig, which again is all Corum. A lot of the stuff that I do have is Corum, but that's just personally because I find that that's never let me down, especially in barbel fishing in recent years. So yeah, this is something I'm really looking forward to trying. Like I say, these I've made myself as well, so it's a little bit different to what I've tried in the past, because usually the river hair rigs from Corum are clear. This is slightly different, so that's something else. Now the other thing is, it just seems to be like I'm doing a whole Corum advertisement really, because the next thing I'm going to show you is these from Sonia Baits. Now I know I'm wearing a Dynamite Baits top, but this is Sonia Baits. Now Sonia Baits have worked with Corum, the pellet O's, halibut. These are a size 14mm. You can do single, you could do double with these. Again, I've seen really good reviews on these. I'm going to try, to be fair, I've got so many baits I'm going to try, and I'll probably do again a full rundown this weekend when I record that video, and we'll try and get that up on YouTube as well. But for this, we've got these as well, liquid enhancer, soap, a couple of them. We'll get some on the hair, and that'll just attract more fish into the swim. And if you know how liquid enhancers work, great. If you don't, basically it just sets off a slight colour in the water with a bit of smell to it as well. And I've smelled that already, and it smells a bit strange really, but that's what fish like. So that's something else that we're going to try. So yeah, this is more of an introduction video to the channel more than anything else. Like I say, a little bit about the kind of the targets that we're going for this season. Obviously I've explained to you some of the rivers that we want to do. Hopefully it should be a good river season. This Saturday, I mean, if we can get off to a good start, great. I'm hoping the Barbel are going to be hungry. The other thing I'm slightly worried about is that I'm going, because I work nights and I'm working Friday night going into Saturday morning. The plan is to go down Saturday morning as soon as I finish work, which I'm hoping not many people have gone on the Friday night, because we're going there for 2 nights. And knowing my luck, we'll get there and it'll just be fully packed, because people barbel fishing at the minute, he just seems to be expanding to the point where everyone wants to go. There's more videos on YouTube and across other platforms now of barbel fishing, so this should be a great little project for me. I'm really excited to do it, and yeah, I can't wait to get started really. But yeah, definitely with the goals for this season, like I say, my good target would be 12.5 pounds. I'd be happy with 12. But one specimen I haven't spoken too much of was chub. Now in this stretch there are really good chub as well, so again, if we can get a chub, it's not what I'm fishing for, but you're not going to complain if you end up catching, you know, at least a 5 pound chub. They're great fish, another great species from the river, and especially on that stretch of the River Avon there are some good sizes in there as well, and I know across other rivers there are as well. Yeah, we've got some different methods of feeding to try as well. We're going to be doing some float fishing on the Coram river floats, which again, something else I'm excited to try, because I've not float fished for barbel yet, so that's going to be something on the agenda this season. Free lining, again, something else I've not tried, so I'll be putting all the research and the previous things into it, and we'll try and get some videos done for you guys on different methods, different tactics. We'll try different baits, we'll try different tackle as well, just to see what works, and hopefully we can get the most out of this season. Fingers crossed. But until next time, I'll see you again. Like I say, I'm going to try and post frequently when I go fishing. It's not obviously going to be all the time, but I want to try and do this and get some good videos up. So fingers crossed, and I will see you soon.